Welcome to the space, my friends. Today I want to talk about energetic imprisonment. And the way that I want to start this conversation about energetic imprisonment is by asking yourself, do you feel stuck in your life right now? Do you feel like you're held back? Do you feel like there is just this thing? It's almost like a rope. It's like you're carrying one of those bungee ropes on your chest like a backpack, and no matter how hard you run forward, no matter how many reps you put in, no matter how hard you push towards your goals, no matter how hard you work on your healing journey, it just feels like the longer you run and the further you go, the more the tension wants to just snap you back and pull you back into burnout, pulls you back into like depression, anxiety, and just like this feeling of despair. It's like no matter how far I go, no matter how hard I try, I just keep falling down flat on my face, and I don't know what to do anymore. Right? So if that sounds like something that you're experiencing and you're burnt out and you go through these waves of inspiration and motivation, I'm gonna do it, and then it just falls off. It's just like you hit this wall. I want you to imagine this wall right here. You hit the wall and you just boop, go down, and everything has to stop. You have to let go of everything you were doing. All the stuff you're trying with social media just falls away. Relationships just almost seem like they crumble. And then you go through this period of like resting, of recuperation. But it's not real rest and recuperation, because you're constantly guilting and shaming yourself for not being able to push and push and push and continue to push. I've experienced this. I call this the jackknife. I call this the rebel tyrant cycle, right? Inside of us, talking about energetic imprisonment. I want you to imagine that you have a tyrant on one side and a rebel on the other side. And the tyrant says, you should be doing X, Y, Z. You should be, on top of your health. You should be, putting extra time in at work. Or if you're running a business, you should be working, and you should be successful by now. You're 30, you should have a family. You should have, hit your 10K month, whatever the tyrant says. And then you have the rebel inside of you. The tyrant has to like squish, the rebel says, but I don't wanna. The rebel says, I'm scared. The rebel says, I'm tired. The rebel says, I've been working so hard. The rebel says, I'm not getting any of my needs met. And the tyrant says, yeah, but if you don't, you'll be a failure. And you're not good enough. And it's like this little sound, this little noise in our ear. And oftentimes it's our parents, it's society, right? I had a client of mine one time who felt really guilty for taking a nap, right? It's like if you're not posting on social media twice a day, if you're not running and chugging and pushing forward, then you're a failure and you're not perfect. Oh my gosh, imagine that, we're not perfect. Right, drop a heart or something in the comment section if you have the perfectionist inside of you as well. Right? So there's this wall that we hit. The tyrant puts down the rebel so much so that the rebel says, F you, I'm not doing what you want anymore. And how often is our body the rebel? Right, a while back, I say this is kind of my story. It's like when I'm pushing hard, when I'm trying to support people, when I'm trying to really get my business running, sometimes I drink like 5-6 cups of coffee a day just to get through all the calls that I have scheduled, right? And then of course you can't go to sleep because you have all this caffeine and all this anxiety, and you do that for a month or two and a few months, and then now all of a sudden it's like you can't even function on 5-6 cups of coffee, and then the rebel, the body says, F you, buddy, I'm not going to do that anymore. And how does it do it? It flips the tables, and then the rebel becomes the tyrant. Right? This is the rebel tyrant. A rebel needs a tyrant to rule over and to fight against, and then the only way that the rebel knows how to rebel is by becoming tyrannical. And now all of a sudden the body has control and says, you're not going to move. We're going to make you sick. We're going to make you tired. We're going to make you depressed. We're going to make you anxious. And now brain, tyrant, now you're under my control, and you have to do what I say. I'm not even going to let you do it. And the tyrant fights back. It's like, oh no, this is my kingdom. Is like, no, you're sick. You have to take off. And then the rebel kicks back up and now it's a tyrant again. It's like, no, I'm going to push through. I'm going to take some medication. Now we're all good, and you're suppressing the body again. And we just kind of go back and forth through this cycle of rebel and tyrant. And what I've noticed is this creates an energetic prison. Energetic prison. I created a comment, a thing on Facebook, a little post earlier asking what you believe an energetic prison is. What does that mean? I found that this rebel tyrant dynamic creates a bubble around us. Okay? And what happens is, because we have this dynamic inside of us, we also experience this dynamic outside of us. Right? So oftentimes we get into a relationship, or we have parental relationships, or we have friendships where the same exact thing plays out. Let me know if this resonates with you, where one person's needs gets met and the other person has to just kind of eat it, right? They call it the nice guy syndrome or the good girl syndrome, right? Whatever you want, just love me. Whatever you want, just give me, the breadcrumbs. Whatever you need, I will provide for you, and that'll make you happy. And then you'll allow me to rise, right? You'll allow me to step into my power, right? But that's not what the tyrant wants, my friend. And this isn't anything bad, right? We all have our stuff. What I'm sharing with you is the answer to this. Everyone, deep breath in. Is that within this polarity, within this yin and yang, there's a center point. And within that center point lies the answer. The center point is the actual key to this paradox, because one person's winning, one person's losing. Either your body's winning or your mind's losing. Someone loses. It's not a win-win scenario. And what I found, this is the dynamic that played out between my mom and dad, right? You're not calling shots from headquarters. This is my house. Oh yeah, well you can't tell me what to do, right? And the only way that you can solve this problem that I found is you have to step outside of the game. You have to stop playing the rebel tyrant game. It's a game, you guys. In this grand orchestra, this grand game of life that we are here to experience, right? That tree back there, that tree is not playing the rebel tyrant game. That tree is playing God. That tree is playing life. The tree is playing connection and co-creation with the earth, with the sky. And it's experiencing life in a very different dimension than the rebel tyrant which we find ourselves in. And the way that I have kind of come to understand this rebel tyrant dynamic is it's run by fear. It's run by fear. You have what I need, and if I don't do what you say, then you'll withhold it from me. Right? So love. Let's take love, for example, as a child. Do as I say, or else what? You'll give me the silent treatment, or else you will stonewall, or else you'll get loud, right? Or else you'll shame me. So we learn very young that we're the rebel. Big people, the authority, is the tyrant. And of course, naturally, we want to overcome that. Some people don't even get to the place where they recognize that they are the oppressed, that they're the one that is just letting everyone walk all over them. Right? Nice guy, good girl, you might find yourself in that dynamic. What I want you to ask yourself, deep breath. What is it that I actually need? What is it that I need? Instead of trying to get, instead of trying to figure out what other people need so that you can get connection or love or reciprocation or money. Ask yourself, what is it that I actually need? I've been doing this myself, and what I'm realizing is I need spaciousness. I need time of quietness and solitude, away from clients, away from my partner, away from friends, away from family, and out in nature. I need silence, quiet, solitude, rest, relaxation. Look at that. It's beautiful. And when you can step into that need and recognize that no one can take anything away from you that you're not offering and you're not giving. Now, that's not always true, right? But oftentimes when we're in a co-creative relationship, as opposed to like someone kidnapped you, right? Like things happen in the world. But what I'm saying is, When we are in relationship and choosing to be in relationship with another human being, choosing to be in relationship with money, choosing to be in relationship with a job, a workplace, a boss, whatever that is, we are freely choosing to let go and forsake our needs in order to please and appease other people. And when we do that, we are betraying ourselves. We're betraying the body. We are becoming the tyrant to our own self, to our own rebel. And rebels like to rebel. So you might get away with it for a while. What I find is usually people in their 30s or 40s start to feel in their body when they have been betraying, when they've been just like not getting their needs met, when they become the people pleaser their entire life, right? And the way that we break out of this cycle is we must ask, what is it that I'm needing? What is it that I'm feeling? And start to allow yourself to have those needs, start to allow yourself to have those feelings, right? I've been stepping into allowing anger. Can you allow anger? I know a lot of people, especially a lot of women that I've coached, they don't have access to their anger. Me too, right? Because at some point, anger means disconnection. Anger means I'm bad. Anger means that I need to be ashamed of something inside of me. When in reality, anger means no. Anger means that's not okay. Anger means there's something that's brighter for me, that's not happening right now. There's something bigger. There's something more aligned. There's something more true for me that's not showing up in this experience, and I am willing to fight for that. But most people are in this state of like, if I fight for it, that means I have to fight you for it. That means I have to fight and disconnect. And because we live in this society, fighting means killing. Fighting means hatred. Fighting means bad. But I want you to think about a martial artist for a second. One more time, deep breath in. When a martial artist fights, he looks at his opponent as a reflection of himself. How does this person in front of me reflect my weaknesses? How does this person in front of me move and maneuver through the world? And how can I become like water and win this transaction? Not so that I can kill them or hurt them or harm them, but so that I can understand myself better, so that I can get to know myself in deeper ways, right? How can you look at these people or these situations in your life as rivals as opposed to enemies? Tap into that anger of like, there's something more, there's something better here. And you bow to this rival, you bow to this person, you bow to your partner, you bow to the money, you bow to the job, you bow to the boss and say, I will overcome this. Not from a place of rebellion, externally. You're telling me what to do, so I'm gonna... What if we let go of the rebel, which is a defense mechanism, which is the part of us that wants to be seen, heard, loved, understood, and we step into our conscious warrior, who doesn't see the tyrant as this horrible, evil person, right? Because oftentimes the tyrant's our parents, the tyrant's our partner, the tyrant is our boss. It sees these people, these situations, as beautiful, beautiful teachers. So can we step out of the game of rebel tyrant? Can we step out of energetic imprisonment? Step out of the bubble. That's all it is. It's just a bubble. It's a yin-yang bubble. It's a balanced, harmonious bubble. It's a paradox. No one wins. And if you step out and you look at it and you say, whoa, that's what I used to do my entire life, you don't even know what else is out there. So this is a potential alternative for you. Can you look at that person, allow yourself to get angry, allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, and then say, okay, I'm going to figure out what I need, what I'm feeling, and then I'm just going to get that need met. If you need spaciousness, go experience spaciousness. If you need to be heard, maybe you find someone that'll listen. Maybe you turn the ear inward and you listen to yourself. If you need to be seen and understood, maybe you stop seeking that external validation and finding the tyrants trying to squish you. Maybe you just look at yourself, look at the mirror, look at the reflection. And I know it's easier said than done because we need tools in order to do this. So if this is something that you're struggling with, if you're struggling with, I push and push and push and now I'm exhausted. I try and try and try, but now I'm beating myself up because I'm not perfect. I did really good for a week, but I'm not doing it anymore. Now I'm ashamed. Now I have to hide myself. That was me, still me, hiding. Oh no, I'm not doing what I said I would do. Because I need rest. My body needs rest. My mind needs rest. My heart and my soul needs rest. You deserve rest as well. So can you allow yourself once again to step outside of that bubble, the rebel and tyrant, out of the energetic prison, and give yourself rest? If you need support around this, send me a message, drop a comment, opening up my one-on-one practice again. And I have a community of people. I get together, connect with you guys every single week, and I coach you. I help you through these experiences. I shine a light on the belief system, shine a light on the emotional patterns, shine a light on the trauma. We heal those things, we shift the patterns, and then it's beautiful. Oftentimes tears will roll down your cheeks, and then your life completely changes. Okay? That sounds like something you're interested in. Drop a comment, let me know, send me a DM. Oh, look at that cool guy in the background. Yeah. Do that. I'm sending you lots of love, and I can't wait to see you on the next video. Peace.